412 and a moped pushed into a bedroom of the apartment of Ann Shields at 414 Charles Street must have been leaking gasoline. Fumes apparently ignited when a gas heater came on in that apartment. The other apartment at 412 is occupied by Jarvis Simmons. Fireman Don Collins suffered heat and smoke injury to the eyes and was treated at the hospital. That fire engulfed the bedroom. Fire was coming out of the attic when firemen arrived on the scene. It required nearly 3 hours to control the fire and clean up. Congressman Martin Lancaster attacked the proposal made by House Minority Leader Newt Gingrich to add another 14 cents to the federal excise tax on tobacco to implement the Uruguay round of the General Agreement on Trades and Tariffs, and questioned the wisdom of giving the Republican seats in Congress to implement such schemes. The Ways and Means Health Subcommittee has proposed an increase of $1.25 on health care reform. Lancaster said there's no rationale at all for this added 14 cents per pack for the trade and tariffs agreement, except that tobacco again is a convenient whipping boy.
It's ironic that a trade agreement, which Mr. Gingrich will pay for by a tax increase on tobacco, will have an adverse impact on the import protection passed last year for tobacco. If this is the kind of leadership the Republicans will have in Congress in the next session, perhaps people in the 3rd District should reconsider giving him increased power through additional congressmen.
Congressman Martin Lancaster. The Wayne County Mental Health Center legislative breakfast was told by North Carolina Council Executive Director Alan Spader there may be as much as $450 million in the state treasury that was generated by the state psychiatric hospitals, such as Cherry Hospital at Goldsboro. It was generated through Medicaid and is called disproportionate share. Spader told local legislators and the audience that mental health has a special claim on that money and wants it for mental health centers.
The North Carolina Council has made its #1 priority this year a $60 million capital improvement program for mental health centers. We are also going to be joining with Coalition 2001 in supporting a larger one-time package that would include that $60 million.
Alan Spader, the Weather Center forecast is next. I'm Wayne Alley.
Well, the upper-level pattern that's giving us our burst of warm weather this week is generating quite a contrast across the country. We'll be about 15 degrees warmer than Tucson and 25 degrees warmer than Las Vegas this afternoon. We'll look for mostly sunny skies, a west and southwest breeze. The high today 85 to 90. Then tonight mostly clear with light winds, lows dropping to the low 60s. And for tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, still very warm. The high again in the mid-80s to near 90. I'm Mike Moss at the Weather Center.
WGBR.
We now rejoin Steve in Council Bluffs, Iowa. I want to continue your point. You were suggesting that you don't mind this information being imparted. You like learning that popcorn popped in coconut oil and then doused with butter at the movie theater in a medium-sized cup has more grams of fat than 2 eggs, 2 slices of bacon, a 12-ounce steak, a baked potato with sour cream, and all that. You don't mind knowing that?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably keep eating it. That's fine with me. But I wanted to bring up the point you had talked about how life expectancy has risen.
Yeah.
I'm 33 years old right now, and I don't want to, by the time I get to reach 70, 80, if I get that far, to be popping 10 pills a day just to keep myself going over something I could have.
You don't know that.
Right.
You don't know that.
That's right. That's true. I don't. But
if you have a zest for living, and if you know who you ought to listen to about this, I have been to a couple of Sinatra concerts. Now, how old is Frank Sinatra? 74 or 75? Did he celebrate his 75th birthday? You ought to go to a Sinatra concert. In his opening comments, he talks about how he wants to live forever and how he wants to outlive everybody in the audience. The man clearly has a remaining zest for life. He's digging it. He's enjoying it. I don't know what it takes for him. I don't know if he's popping pills or any of that to, medicine to stay alive. But
right.
I just, if I were you, I wouldn't just blanketly say if it takes 5 or 10 pills a day to stay alive. If you have your faculties and if you're able to be mobile and get around and all that,
right.
If the pills enable you to do it, you're not going to object.
But when I reach that point, I would hate to have to look back and say, boy, if I wouldn't have done that, I would probably be better off right now. Because there's things I did when I was a teenager that now I regret doing.
Like what?
Because I did them.
Well,
and I wouldn't have, and I could look back, I'd say to myself, I wouldn't do that if I knew what's happening to me at 33. And I guess I'm saying the same thing. When I get down another 30 years down the road, I want to make sure that I'm doing the right things now to myself, so I do have those faculties when I'm down the road.
Okay, give me an example. If it's not too personal, I mean, if you've broken the law and stuff, we don't.
No, well, I participated in a pretty heavy partying life.
Yeah.
And now through that, I was mixing different types of things.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have epilepsy. It came up when I was about 22 years old. And I'm having difficulty controlling it, and I'm having difficulty taking any type of medication for that.
And you think it's the mixture of things you put in your body that caused it?
Others who are more knowledgeable to me on the subject think that, yeah. Doctors and such.
Well.
And see if I think.
Now, hold it just a second. Were these things the equivalent of coconut oil,
no.
Sirloin steak,
no.
sour cream? No.
No, they weren't. No,
you were mixing, shall we say, barbiturates, as my narc professor once pronounced it in high school.
Right. But I guess that makes my general point of I would like to know what I'm doing to myself.
That's what law is all about. See, I think that's why I've always said the law is a great teacher. In addition to trying to maintain an orderly society, the law is a great teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine, marijuana, all these things are illegal precisely because they pose a threat. Precisely because they're bad. It's not because a bunch of old fogey adults want to deny young people a good time that these things are illegal. But you can't tell young people that. They think that all adults are just trying to deny them pleasure.
Right.
But that's what I say. Let them ban tobacco. If they're going to make this conclusive, they're going to scientifically conclude that this stuff kills. Everybody who uses, then ban it. Don't horse around here with these little encroachments that are going to take 30 years to get done. Now, if they're going to, and you know, we're going to start now with, like I said, Alar. I mean, I can point out a whole lot of examples like Alar and the so-called oat bran and all these caffeine and a number of things that these paternalistic medicinal liberals have suggested people to avoid and stay away from, and that they've turned out to be wrong. At least they had the guts and the courage to admit it when they were. But I can understand how you feel about all of this. But don't compare whatever you ingested with learning about the fat gram content of coconut oil.
And I do agree with you. I don't want them telling me what I can do or what I can't do. I just don't stifle the information if the information's accurate. But you're going to get, even from the best of doctors, you're going to get good information, bad information, and I think it should be up to the people to sift through that information.
Well,
and not Meryl Streep. She doesn't need to tell me.
Well, I know,
but pass the information to me, and I'll decide what to do with it.
These are the people that make news. They didn't bring anybody up there that I can recall who ate 15 apples a week and said, I haven't suffered at all from it. But I'll bring myself into this. Many of you people are aware that I am portly, fashionably so. When I go to the doctor for a checkup, the first two things that they're concerned about are blood pressure, actually three: blood pressure, heart, and now, because of this recent wave of hysteria, cholesterol. So they give me an EKG, and there's nothing wrong with it. An EKG doesn't tell you anything about the future, but it gives an indication of whether you've had any trouble in the past. Zip, zero. Then blood pressure. They strap that thing on my arm. Whoa, look at this. I said, why? What's wrong? Nothing. That's what's wrong. Blood pressure's normal, I asked? Yeah. That can't be right. I mean, you've got to have elevated blood pressure at your weight. They check the other arm. Comes in normal. They're astounded. Even doctors are astounded. Next comes the cholesterol. Now, my friends, I will tell you that over the course of my life, and by the way, I'm not recommending anybody emulate what I do. Don't misunderstand here. Not suggesting that people try to emulate my lifestyle or anything like it in these terms, but Over my life, I have consumed my fair share of what are considered to be poisons. I've eaten a lot of movie popcorn. I've eaten a lot of beef. I've eaten a lot of fried chicken. And I love all this. I've eaten a lot of mashed potatoes. I've eaten a lot of baked potatoes with all the stuff that you put on a baked potato. And at times, I've gone without all that stuff. And I've eaten nothing but vegetables for a while. I've done it, virtually everything that you can imagine in terms of a diet, I've tried, including not eating for 2 straight months. And my cholesterol is under 200. Now, this just isn't supposed to be, because with all of this that you eat, with all the stuff that I've been eating, my cholesterol is supposed to be way, way high. And the only thing that can explain this is that I had the good fortune to inherit genetic qualities which have given me these characteristics. Now, this is not to say that in another 5 years these things won't change. This is not to say that in another 10 or 15 years they won't change. And I will tell you that with all the attention that has been made about fat content in food, there are all kinds of arguments still raging out there about how people gain weight and how people lose weight. The 2 basic arguments that are out there now basically go this way. One argument is you've got to load up on carbohydrates, reduce your fat intake, and then exercise a lot, aerobically, because it's carbohydrates which give you the energy to do the exercise. And if you burn your carbohydrates and then you get into the aerobics, then you'll get rid of the fat that is actually marbled in your muscle, and you've got to get rid of that. That stuff is dangerous. That stuff's bad. You've got to get it out of there. And a high carb, moderately high carb, with exercise, very low fat diet is the thing to do. The theory is that carbohydrate is the first thing your body metabolizes for energy and then goes to other things when it's not there. The other side of it is the low carbohydrate diet and high fat diet. And this diet holds that since carbohydrate is the first thing that's burned, don't eat any of it. And your body will immediately go to fat stores for energy. And guess what? They both work. I've done them both. I have done the high carb, the low carbohydrate diet. It was popular with the guy, Dr. Atkins, I think, the Diet Revolution, the guy here in New York. And I did this back in the 70s. Gosh, this thing worked. And you know what you could eat? You could eat mayonnaise. You could eat butter. You could go out and eat steaks all the time. You could eat hamburger. What you shouldn't, you couldn't, and you could have cheese. You know how you ate a sandwich? You got 2 pieces of American cheese, got some mayonnaise, put some ham between the 2 slices, and ate it. And that was a diet. What you couldn't have were vegetables, bread, pasta, anything of the sort. Anything that was high carbohydrate, you couldn't have it. Guess what? Lost weight lickety-split. Problem is, you got to start eating normally again. The weight came back. The most success that I have found for myself in losing weight and in maintaining it has been low fat. I've also found that I feel better eating low fat. I can tell, boy, if I go out and eat a bag now or a bucket of movie theater popcorn, which I haven't done in years because I haven't been to a movie in years, but I feel sluggish for a period of time thereafter because of all the fat. I think that has to do with getting older and all that. So I don't dispute the notion that eating too much fat is bad for you, and I'm not suggesting that you should not pay any attention. What I'm alarmed with, or primarily concerned is that every day we wake up and here is a natural substance found in the earth that you use. Face it, people are not out eating this stuff every day. People don't go to movie theaters and eat tubs of popcorn popped in coconut. And by the way, you go to the store and try to find coconut oil. You can't find it. If you wanted to go to the store and get coconut oil to pop your popcorn, you can't find it. You know why? It is so expensive that they couldn't sell it because it's so rare. And the movie theaters and the professional popcorn poppers like Circus snap it all up because that's what attracts you. That's what makes it smell so good. It's what makes it taste. You've never tasted popcorn that tastes so good unless you've had it popped in genuine coconut oil. And there's just no comparison. You cannot buy it at the store, so how big a threat is it really? But the notion that we got a bunch of liberal special interest groups out there who are coming up with the latest killer. And look at what we're doing. I guess Senator Leahy of Vermont trying to keep Coca-Cola out of schools now. I just resent these intrusions. I just resent these pointy-headed busybodies trying to tell everybody else what they're doing wrong in their lives based upon the way they live and what they consume. When it's none of their business, and when the overall risk is so low anyway. Pretty soon they're going to say you can't eat anything. I expect someday, in fact, to wake up and see this in the news, that a recent scientific study has concluded that swallowing saliva in small amounts over a protracted number of years leads to stomach cancer. We'll be back.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
As listeners to this radio show, you know how I feel about my family, and you have to know how I feel about my mother. I try to let my mother know that I'm thinking about her each and every month by sending her a letter. The Limbaugh letter. It's my monthly publication. I also call her, too. Now, when you send your mom the Limbaugh letter, she'll sleep better at night. She'll know that she brought you up right, that you know words mean things, that you strive for excellence in all you do. She'll realize she made a great discovery. She raised you well if you give her the Limbaugh letter. And more than that, you'll be assured at least once each month your mom will have a gleeful chuckle and a chance to learn a lot. Call 1-800-457-4141. You can still order the Limbaugh letter at the low charter subscriber rate, $29.95, 12 issues, 1 full year. And your mom will also get free my 35 Undeniable Truths of Life, revised for the 90s, and the 1994 Rush poster calendar. It's a great Mother's Day gift, folks. The Limbaugh letter. She deserves the best. 800-457-4141.
Have you got spring fever for a new car or truck? See Leith Chrysler Plymouth Jeep Eagle and Leith Dodge Isuzu of Goldsboro for big savings on 94 Dodge Caravan. Loaded, automatic, AC, cassette, cruise, and more. Only $273 per month. 94 Plymouth Colt, only $163 per month. See complete details at Leith Chrysler Plymouth Jeep Eagle and Leith Dodge Isuzu, Highway 70 west of Goldsboro. Payments based on 20% down, tax and tags, and $138 dock fee extra.
Enter the Mr. Goodwrench Quick Lube Plus Extra Large Sweepstakes. Come in for a Quick Lube Plus oil change. Free game cards are available. Win the GM car or light truck of your choice, or a Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Cadillac, or GMC truck. 10 GM MasterCard cards with a $5,000 credit balance. Thousands of free Domino's pizzas. Even Domino's Pizza gives you a game card when you order, but prices can only be identified at participating GM dealership. Hurry in today. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited while supplies last. Licensed drivers 18 or older. Sweepstakes ends May 14th, 1994. See dealer for details.
What a day. Furniture, furniture, furniture.
It's Sears Spring Furniture Sale, where all furniture is on sale.
I thought we were going to have to drag Mom out of there.
Sears is all sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, mattresses, everything on sale. Plus value-priced and special purchase items, though not reduced, are also exceptional values.
I like to jump on furniture as much as the next girl, but we were in there for years.
Everything's on sale through May 7th at the Spring Furniture Sale at Sears Home Light Furniture and some Sears stores. Contact store for availability.
Okay, every child has a mother, a father, a name. Every child has a language and something to say. Every child has a gift, a laugh, a dream. In our world, there are millions of children, and every child needs medicine, clean water, nutrition, education. To find out how you can help, call the U.S. Committee for UNICEF at 1-800-4KIDS. That's 1-800-FORKIDS. UNICEF, because every child is our child.
Rush Limbaugh in New York on the EIB network, smoking a fine, high-quality cigar after having downed a coffee-sized cup of popcorn popped in coconut oil. That machine right here in our office at the EIB network, Independence, Missouri. This is Philip. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Philip, how are you?
This is Richard.
This is Richard?
You're Richard from Independence.
Okay. Anyway, it says
okay,
Philip.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Mega Dittos from Independence
Thank
and
you.
American Open Road, because I'm a truck driver over the road. And
we own the truck driver population in this country. Every one of them listens to this show when they're on the open road.
Oh, yeah, every day I'm always hearing something on the CB, somebody talk about, where's Rush at, what channel?
That's great. We're glad to have you.
Well, anyway, what I'm calling about is yesterday I was in the middle of unloading my trailer.
Yeah.
Backed in a dock. And I didn't get to hear much what you was saying about that Oklahoma City deal.
Right.
And what makes me interested about it is I pick up loads out of there all the time.
Out of that factory or out
Yeah, and I didn't catch much what you said. I was wondering if you could...
Yeah, here's what it is. Last Monday, a week ago yesterday, the Labor Secretary, Robert B. Reich, flew into Oklahoma with a bunch of his cronies and shut down the tire plant on the basis that they felt the plant posed a danger to workers. A death occurred there in 1978, and somebody had informed Reich that the conditions there were such that workers were imperiled. So he walked in there with what's called a temporary restraining order. You go to a courtroom and you ask for a you go to a judge and ask for a temporary restraining order. You think there's something dangerous going on somewhere. You want something stopped. You get a temporary restraining order, say, on your ex-husband, your ex-wife. Get them out of here. I don't want to get a TRO is what it's called. And it's a momentary, and temporary action by a court that later is subject to a hearing to determine whether or not there's real cause here. So Reich went in and was going to fine this plant $7.5 million and shut them down. And he did shut the plant down. And the foreman went around to the workers and said, hey, we're out of business, shut down. They've closed the factory. Head on home and grab your stuff. It's not reopening. These workers make tires for Firestone and Bridgestone, I think. They get 16, is that right? 16, 18 bucks an hour?
Well, that I don't know. But
the next day, they held a hearing, went to court, and a judge said that there was no evidence whatsoever to suggest that this plant was posing a danger or a threat to the workers, and they reopened it. And the interesting thing about this is, A, that it could happen. B, that we have people in government who want to do this kind of thing. Just blow in there and shut down a factory that's employing people and paying them pretty well. I learned in the process that there is a bill pending. It's going through various committees in the House of Representatives right now, which would add further regulations to already existing regulations of OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Act. And basically what the new regulations would do would make family farms subject to OSHA regulations, and it would give the government the right to shut down a plant or a business on alleged threats to worker safety. Not proven, alleged danger. And furthermore, the new OSHA regulations would not allow judicial review of the government action. They could just go in and shut, and this bill's whining. They talk about how Whitewater and everything has shut the government down. Don't you believe it? While everybody's talking about Whitewater, there's Robert B. Reich flying into Oklahoma City and shutting down a tire factory and levying a $7.5 million fine and saying, we're doing this for the good of the American worker. He's just, if this thing had stuck, you'd have put them all out of work. Where are they going to go? I mean, it's tell you what, and they think they can get away with this because they've created a climate of anti-business hatred amongst the American populace. So keep a sharp eye on this one, folks, because this, as I say, is winding its way through various committees on the, I think in the House. Energy and Labor, I think, are the two committees going through now. Anyway, Richard, I got to go. I'm a little over time here. Thanks, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the EIB Network. Quit chewing tobacco with Mint Snuff All Mint Chew. Mint Snuff is made from mint, not tobacco. Thousands of folks have used Mint Snuff to quit tobacco. Mint Snuff now comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and our original great-tasting mint. Ask for Mint Snuff All Mint Chew at grocery and convenience stores. For the location of the store nearest you, call 1-800-EAT-MINT, 1-800-EAT-MINT.
let me tell you about Ginsana, the energizing product. Ginsana is the first standardized ginseng extract scientifically tested for 25 years. If you get tired easily, if you've lost your competitive edge, take Ginsana. All-natural Ginsana. It's energizing America. Ginsana from SunSource Health Products. Products that work naturally. For a free brochure, call 800-777-2000. 800-777-2000.
Ginsana. Ginsana. Ginsana.
Just one taste is all it takes at McCall's Barbecue and Seafood in Goldsboro. Our luncheon buffet is a favorite treat with 5 meats, 9 vegetables, salad, homemade biscuits, and dessert. McCall's Barbecue and Seafood specializes in delicious wood-cooked barbecue pork, served fresh daily, plus chicken, beef, tasty fried chicken, turkey, and seafood. McCall's has it all. Just one taste is all it takes at McCall's Barbecue and Seafood, Highway 70 and 111, Goldsboro.
For your office, club, church, or business, it's State Office Equipment Company. Discount office furniture. You buy for less. Bargains like folding tables, 30 by 96, just $47. 4-drawer full suspension files, just $119.95 letter size, $139.95 for the legal size. Oak or walnut desk, $189.95. Executive chair, only $179.95. Delivery is available. Also used furniture for sale at State Office Equipment Company, 2211A East Ash Street, open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 till 5:30, Friday 8:30 to 5 p.m.
Who's on your side when you buy a home? The realtor? The mortgage lender? Don't you need someone in your corner? Global Inspection Corporation can be your best friend. They can use their 21 years building experience to inspect your prospective home and let you know what's good and what's a potential problem. An inspected home can ease worries about financing and insurance problems. Best of all, you know your home will live up to your expectations. To help you through the home buying jungle, call 689-2304 for Global Inspection Corporation.
Military members, pay attention. We're about to save you money. Your friends at J.T. Crawford and Associates Insurance Agency know about the special needs of our military. And as an independent insurance agent, they work hard for you to get the coverage you need at the best rates. And J.T. Crawford and Associates can help you with coverage for your boat, motorcycle, or RV. It pays to make the independent choice. Call J.T. Crawford and Associates Insurance Agency at 734-5605. That's 734-5605.
Back on the EIB network and the Rush Limbaugh program. Coming up in the next hour, we have a call from a gentleman in Huntington, West Virginia, who I'm not going to take now. Chris is his name. Chris, hang on out there, pal, because there's not enough time to deal with your subject. He's tired, and I hope this doesn't scare you off. I mean, we don't argue with people here. We're not rude and don't hang up. I want to talk to you about it. But his subject is lay off the whining of Generation X. And I'd be interested to see what is behind that topic line, what he really is tired of hearing. I warn you, Chris, I'm armed for this discussion, though. So I've had, there's a story here in USA Today, and there's a quote here from somebody, Michelle Woodward, 34-year-old Washington lobbyist. She says, "It used to be, if you were a 25-year-old, you were a man. My dad at 25 had been in law school and the military. He had a wife and children. He was a man." That's exactly right. See, now, why aren't 25-year-olds today considered men in that? Well, I have the answer. I've said it countless times on this show, and I'll do it again when we come back.
While I watch them circling round, it looks like a ballet in midair. As they turn, spread their wings, start to land. Oh, I'm in heaven when I hear that Susie calling back to me. Oh,
been here because we've been here. Ducks Unlimited, leader in wetlands conservation for more than 50 years.
WGBR, Goldsboro's very own.
From ABC News, I'm John Belmont.
We need to stop the killing and start chilling. I wish we would stop the violence.
One small voice for sanity. Patricia is an 11-year-old who tells the Senate Judiciary Committee she's gotten a lot out of her after-school program in Harlem, New York, the kind of crime prevention program that could be included in the final version of the crime bill. Kevin also spends some quality time at the Reedland Centers for Children and Families. The 10-year-old says he started skipping school after witnessing 2 fatal shootings, but his counselor got him back on track.
He made a deal with me. If I didn't play hooky for 1 month, once in a month, he would take me out to a fancy restaurant and we would eat lunch.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What kind of restaurant did you go to?
Wendy's.
No fancy restaurant. Kevin with Delaware Democratic Senator Joseph Biden. He lost the fight, but he may have saved his life. Former heavyweight champ Evander Holyfield has now decided to retire from the ring after Atlanta doctors discovered a pre-existing heart condition following last week's Las Vegas fight.
I feel pretty good now. I recovered a little bit. But you know, not too happy about the situation, but happy in one way or another. At least I know what the problem is.
Holyfield on the phone just before he announced his retirement last hour. Holyfield's doctor says the 31-year-old was technically in heart failure when he lost to Michael Moore, but his condition is not considered life-threatening as long as he doesn't box. New York officials expect to arraign 2 San Diego Padres on propositioning charges this afternoon. Pitcher Scott Sanders and outfielder Derek Bell were picked up early this morning after allegedly trying to pick up a police officer posing as a prostitute. EPA Administrator Carol Browner has unveiled legislation that she says would use a single health standard to let consumers know if the food they eat contains any unsafe levels of pesticides. You're listening to ABC News.
Today, a lot of Americans, about 40 million of us, have turned our homes into our workplace. So when we need new ideas, we know who to turn to, ourselves. And when we need a place to make copies or color copies, need computer services or a helpful staff, we turn to Kinko's. Kinko's has become our branch office. They make things easy, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For your branch office, the nearest of Kinko's 650 locations, just call 1-800-743-COPY.
You plan, coordinate, keep on schedule. It's amazing how a vacation can resemble a business trip, but business travelers have an advantage over you weary vacationers. Courtyard by Marriott, the hotel business travelers help design. Fortunately, there's nothing stopping you from enjoying Courtyard's spacious rooms, pool, whirlpool, mini gym. So, at the end of your long day of vacationing, do what smart business travelers do. Stay at Courtyard. Call 800-321-2211. Courtyard, the hotel designed by business travelers.
An Oregon woman who admitted shooting a Kansas abortion doctor outside his clinic last summer has now been sentenced to nearly 11 years in prison. The story from Wichita and reporter Ken Vandross.
38-year-old Shelley Shannon quoted the Bible while asking for a minimum sentence, but Sedgwick County District Judge Greg Waller applied the same scripture to Shannon.
You did wrong.
You said that about Jesus.
2 wrongs do not make it right. It's not the proper method nor procedure to advance your beliefs and cause by going out and committing violence upon other individuals. Whatever you do to the least of my brothers, you do unto me.
The prosecution says Shannon acted as a self-appointed assassin, but the judge rejected a prosecution request to double the sentence. Ken Vandross for ABC News, Wichita, Kansas.
South African singer Miriam Makeba has now cast her ballot in the first day of South Africa's breakthrough all-race elections, calling this the most beautiful day of her life. Upa Sayani was amazed as he voted by absentee ballot this morning in Jacksonville, Florida.
I was thinking about this just a couple of weeks ago, and I said, my God, you know, I'm 34, and I get to vote for the first time. I mean, this is something that should never happen to anybody else.
No more bombings reported on this election day in South Africa. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow Industrial's down about 1.5 points. Volume heavy. This is ABC News.
And Neb Zeems, LensCrafters optician.
Now you can get 50% off all frames at LensCrafters. 50% off every frame we carry. Other places run discount offers, but there's some kind of catch. At LensCrafters, it's a real half-price sale, no strings attached. 50% off every single frame we carry, and we'll still make your glasses in about an hour. People should not miss this.
Hurry. LensCrafters offer ends Monday, May 9th. See store for details.
For the ABC Information Network, I'm John Belmont.
Burger King presents Mr. Know-It-All.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, so you claim to know everything.
Yes, I do.
Ah, but did you know the new Whopper Junior Sandwich at Burger King has 50% more beef than before?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you know that a Whopper Junior value meal with fries and drink is just $1.99 every day?
Knew it.
You honestly would have stated $1.99 as the everyday price for a new Whopper Junior, drink, and fries?
Absolutely. This is really too easy.
Okay, genius. Did you know that my wife...
That your wife wears French musk, answers to the name BB, and has a mole on her left cheek? Yes, I did.
You're not supposed to know that.
Yes, I know.
The Whopper Junior Value Meal, just $1.99 every day at Burger King. We may not be the world's #1 fast food place. It just tastes that way.
I knew you were going to say that.
Enough already.
Subject to owner participation. Prices may vary. Size of fries and drink may vary.
WGBR.
Says it. Rush Limbaugh, a man, a legend, a way of life. Learn it, love it, and live it. Proudly.
This is a special edition of the Rush Limbaugh program, America Held Hostage. And now, from our studios in New York City, here is Rush Limbaugh.
Today is day 462 of the raw deal, the Clinton presidency. America held hostage. It's for the poor and the middle class. Day 481 today for the rich and the dead. 1,004 days of floundering, indecision, and general melees. And unanswered questions left to go. It's 1-800-282-2882. We're talking about the whining of Generation X. Some would say the first generation of sissies ever to have been raised in the United States. Here is Chris in Huntington, West Virginia.
Hi, Rush, am I on?
You are on. This is your turn now.
Oh, all right, thanks. Well, I'm 19 years old. I'm from Huntington, and I work at a pizza restaurant. I'm making about $5 an hour. My mom's a single parent. She makes about $10,000 a year. I give her money whenever I can, to help her out around here. $20 here, $20 there. And I'm getting tired of this. And it seems like every time I turn on the TV, it's you or Andy Rooney or somebody like that saying we complain too much. And the only reason why you see so many kids complaining these days is because you got Oprah and Sally Jesse putting them on their TV shows to make a buck here and there. I mean, if you had Oprah and Sally Jesse back in 1932, you would have seen kids coming on there complaining just as they are today. I mean, it's like I told...
You may have a point.
I have a great point.
I'm sure
and I told Mr. Sterling, there were people... This is a big myth about this World War II generation.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's...
I do the same thing my grandfather did. I mean, I work. I've had to walk to school, and so does just about everybody I know.
Well, you need a new senator.
You had people throwing themselves out of windows. You had people killing themselves because of the stress. Just as you do now. Are you talking
about the stock market crash of 29 leading? That was a long line. I will agree. You have a point.
Now, Kurt Cobain died, and they had this hotline up for kids to call who felt they lost one of their own. What was it, 2,000 kids called? Out of 50 million kids, 2,000 kids called I mean, we're not all a bunch of whiners. Every generation has its...
Oh, I agree with that.
We're just overexposed.
That's right. You are overexposed. I agree with not all of you are whiners, but there are a significant number of you who are.
In the World War II generation, this is great mythical.
It is not a mythical thing.
They voted for Franklin Roosevelt not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. This New Deal, they're taking big chunks out of my check. The World War II generation soaking my generation for Social Security benefit. I don't understand what the deal is here. I mean, I don't understand why we're all portrayed as...
Let me see if I can explain it to you. Let me see if I can explain to you why. The World War II generation... Maybe I should go about it this way. Let me go back to this quote that I read right before the news break from the 34-year-old Michelle Woodward, who's a Washington lobbyist, who says she sees a real dissonance between what we think we should have and what we are able to have. She says, it used to be if you were a 25-year-old, you were a man. My dad at 25 had been in law school in the military. He'd had a wife and children. He was a man. I had a conversation about this once with a friend of mine who's a broadcast engineer here at WABC in New York. His name's Frank D'Elia. He has a party every year. We were talking at this party, and I don't know how it came up, but I was telling him at the time, I was 40. I guess it was 3 years ago, and I'm 43 now. And I was saying, you know, Frank, I don't even feel like I've had to grow up yet. I mean, I feel like I'm still trying to get even for all the fun I never had in high school. I mean, I'm in many ways, I still have a teenage mentality about the way I approach happiness and gratification and all that, because I felt like I hated high school. I hated those high school years. And Frank said to me, he said, yeah, you know, I know what you mean, and I have the same thoughts of myself sometimes. And I made the statement, I said, gosh, you know, when my dad was my age, 40, and it mirrors what this Michelle Woodward said, when my dad was 40, and in his generation, when you were 40, you had better be established to what you were going to do, or that was it. You'd better be at your law firm, you'd better be at your company, you better have your job, you better be in the promotion line and all that, and you better be a vice president on your way up to a company car and all that, or you had missed the train. And at age 40, you had your house, you had your family, your 2.8 kids, white picket fence, had the family dog that you had to kick off the chair when you got home at night. Hopefully the dog had the brains to go get your slippers. But you had it. I mean, and those people were considered adults. Now, why is it, even in my generation, I'm a boomer and you're an Xer, why is it that when I turn 40, I don't look at myself, and I don't feel about myself even now the way I saw my dad when he was 40 or 43? And I concluded after this discussion with my friend that it was because they had to grow up a lot faster. And I think you probably are too, given the circumstances you've just described. Your circumstances parallel many of the people that I'm talking about. I don't think that you are an Xer as they are being discussed, but they're in the news.
About 99% of them aren't.
No, I don't know if it's that high, but most aren't. I agree with you. Most of them aren't. But the bad apples always get the news coverage, which is a media facet today, a phenomenon. But still, my parents had to accept profound responsibilities in their lives a lot sooner than I've had to. They had to accept the responsibility of defending the country against a war on both sides of the globe.
Well, Rush, during the Persian Gulf War, I didn't see any protesters, any big marches down Washington. I mean, if there was a war tomorrow and there was a draft, I'd sign myself up right away. I mean, I didn't see...
No, wait. You please try to understand what I'm saying here. There has to be some sense of proportion. The Gulf War was what it was, and it was a profoundly unifying time for the people of the country. But that, I think, in large part was due to the pent-up frustration of the way this country had been embarrassed after Vietnam, and at some of the missteps we had taken in the Persian Gulf area, the Middle East, in the 80s. And I think that the American people needed a successful military operation prosecuted quickly and enormously successfully.
Well, you mentioned family there. That's another benefit they had that I don't. Now, my grandparents been married for 55 years. My other set of grandparents were married for about 50 years, and my grandfather died, and basically they're still married to each other.
Right.
That's something I'll never have. I mean, I'm living in it. I'll probably be married like 3 or 4 times. I mean, marriage is worthless.
Well, you will if you're going to have that attitude about it.
Well, look at the statistics. I mean...
Well, forget the statistics. Don't play. It's like they're going to have a recession. Fine, let them have one. Just don't participate. So, half the people get married do it 3 or 4 times? Doesn't mean you have to.
Well, yeah, the way, I don't know, it's the feminist movement. You say we're winning, but I mean...
Well, I know you're pretty defeated today. You're pretty frustrated.
Yeah, honey, yeah, I just lost all my money in the stock market, but we still got each other. You really think that's going to stick? That should be out the door. Women aren't like they were 50 years ago. I mean, they had each other to support. I mean, they supported each other back then. I don't have that.
I think you're selling yourself way short here. I think because you have a remarkable grasp of certain realities, and yet while you exhibit this grasp, you somehow have this negative attitude about yourself that you're nevertheless not going to be able to escape the stuff that you don't like. There are women out there who won't leave you if you lose everything in the stock market.
Oh, yeah, I'm a pretty cool guy.
They're out there. Now, there are women who will leave you if they don't succeed in changing you. But you could lose everything, and if they've changed you and you're the guy they want, some are going to hang around. That's an unfair criticism of women to make that statement. You're not. Well,
50% is kind of hard not to realize.
No.
I mean, you got a 50% divorce rate. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I know. Well, but see, I think that, let's talk about that for a minute. You know what, let's talk about why that divorce rate happens. I'll tell you what I think it is, and I've talked to some people who share this view as well. And keep in mind here, I have not finished my point, even to you, about why a 25-year-old 30 years ago was considered a man.